My wife of 10 years divorced me for cheating on her. She emptied out the house and went out of her way to make my life a living hell. But I never cheated. My wife and I were together for 10 years. Throughout our entire relationship, she always suspected me of cheating on her. The first time she accused me of cheating, about 2 years in, I was so upset she could think I was capable of something like this, that I started crying on the spot. I work in a career field where cheating is rampant. I travel a lot for work, so I understood where that insecurity might come from. I always believed that if I demonstrated myself as a loyal and faithful husband, she would eventually realize that this belief was misplaced. But instead, it seemed to get worse over the years. These conversations and accusations would always lead to fights, and they became more and more frequent over time. About 2 years ago, she became even more convinced. She'd say things like, "I know you're cheating on me, and it has been really difficult for me to come to terms with it and forgive you." Everyday activities became proof of my infidelity. If I worked late, it was because I was actually out meeting my affair partner. If I woke up early to go for a run, I was actually meeting her for a 6 a.m. quickie. When my motorcycle was vandalized, it was a jilted ex-lover. I demanded that we go to couples counseling. She refused, saying, "Why should I have to go to counseling? You're the one that's doing it." She would give examples such as the fact that I masturbate 3 to 5 times per week as evidence that I was addicted to sex and suggested that I join a Sexaholics Anonymous group. About 6 months ago, I was away on a work trip. She texted me, "I finally found the proof that you're cheating on me like I had always suspected," and emailed me divorce paperwork. I was dumbfounded. I asked her to tell me what proof she was referring to, but she replied, "It's not my job to share that with you. It's your job to prove to me that you're not cheating." I immediately came home to find that she had already moved out and taken everything in the house with her. We had a portrait of ourselves commissioned, and she had left it behind with her face cut out of it and "cheater" scrawled across my face. Over the next few weeks, she contacted all my friends, family, and coworkers to tell them that I had been cheating on her for years and that she was finally leaving me after no longer being able to deal with it anymore. I lost a lot of friends who took her at her word, and I had to have so many uncomfortable conversations with others. Among those that decided not to cut me out of my life, I have no idea who even believes me. I had to sit down with our at work because my coworkers had filed complaints because they were being harassed by my ex. I had to dip into my retirement savings to pay for a divorce lawyer and replace everything in the house that had been taken. If she had simply decided to leave me, I would have been heartbroken, but I would have accepted it. Hell, if she was cheating on me, I would have been more upset, but I could have come to terms with it. But I feel like such a victim, if that's the right word, to have done my best to be a good husband and demonstrate to her that I was loyal and still be punished for something that never happened. I feel so stupid for failing to notice how serious these accusations were, for thinking that ignoring them would not make them go away, and somehow I also blame myself for not insisting that we address this issue years ago when it might have still been salvageable. My entire life was destroyed over nothing.
Story 2. My wife wants to open our marriage because she finds her coworker irresistible, and I don't know what to do. I need to get this off my chest. It's been eating me alive. My wife, 34 years old, and I, 36, have been married for 8 years. I always thought we had a good thing going. Sure, no marriage is perfect, but we've always worked through things together. Or at least, I thought we did. For context, I'm 5 feet 6 inches, and she's 5 feet 5 inches. My height has always been a bit of a sore spot, but she's never made me feel like it mattered. In fact, she used to call me her perfect match, because we were so close in height. But lately, everything's changed. Enter Ethan, her new coworker. He's 6 feet 4 inches, ridiculously attractive, and apparently the funniest, smartest, most charming man alive. At least, that's what I gather from the way she talks about him. At first, I brushed it off. I mean, everyone has work friends, right? But then, out of nowhere, she dropped the bombshell. One night, after a couple of glasses of wine, she looked me in the eye and said, "I need to be honest with you. I find Ethan really attractive. I can't stop thinking about him. But don't worry, I haven't acted on it." I was stunned. I didn't even have time to process what she'd said before she added, "I think maybe we should consider opening the marriage, just so I can explore these feelings. It might even bring us closer in the end." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told her, flat out, that I wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't sign up for an open marriage. But instead of understanding, she got defensive. She told me I was being insecure and close-minded, even accused me of letting my height complex cloud my judgment. She went on to say that opening the marriage would help her explore her authentic self, and that I should support her growth. Now, things are tense. She's stopped mentioning Ethan altogether, but the awkwardness between us is unbearable. I feel betrayed. How am I even supposed to compete with this guy? The fact that she wants this It makes me feel like I'm not enough for her anymore. I don't know what to do. I love her, and I don't want to lose her. But the idea of sharing her with someone else, especially someone she's clearly infatuated with, it's tearing me apart. I've been losing sleep over this. I can't stop replaying that conversation in my head. Am I being unreasonable? Or is this just as crazy as it feels?